Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza absolutely. Pizza, pizza,
Krusty Krab, pizza.
Welcome to another episode of Mike Makes, where this week I'm going to be emulating the style of one of my favorite YouTubers, Binging with Babish. We're going to be recreating the Krusty Krab pizza from SpongeBob. To get things started, we gotta make a batch of what Mr. Krabs loves most in this world, dough. I'll be using Kenji's New York style pizza dough recipe. Measure out 22.5 ounces of bread flour into a mixing bowl larger than this one, you'll see why soon, and combine with 1.5 tablespoons sugar, 1 tablespoon kosher salt, and 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. Stir to combine, and then we add our wet ingredients, 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and 15 ounces of water. Now you see why we need a bigger bowl, because before I knead, I like to stir with a spoon until a shaggy mess forms, and then I dispense it onto my work surface. This prevents it from sticking. We're only going to knead the dough until it just comes together, and then we'll shape it into a rough ball. This recipe makes 3 pizzas, so we're going to divide it into 3 equal parts. Don't worry if one of your balls is larger than the other, it's only natural. Lightly oil some containers because this pizza dough needs to cold ferment for at least 3 days to develop this delicious yeasty flavor and so it can finish kneading. Any dough you don't plan to use soon can be frozen indefinitely.
3 days later.
After that torturous wait, there's still yet a little more waiting to do. Take your dough out of the fridge to let it rise for 2 hours, and during that time preheat your oven to 500 with your trusty pizza steel. While everything's warming up, so to speak, we can deal with the toppings. If you study the Krusty Krab pizza, you see it looks exactly like a New York cheese pizza with pepperoni and mushrooms, so that's what I'm going to make. First, stem your mushrooms and thinly slice them. Then slice your pepperoni to your preferred thickness. Finally, grate a few ounces of whole milk, low moisture mozzarella, the New York cheese of choice. At this point, your dough should be ready to shape. I like to toss it in some flour, then press and stretch the interior area of the dough, making sure not to squish the dough that will become the crust. Then I stretch it over my fists to get the final shape. When I make homemade pizza, I like to use parchment paper because I've had too many devastating pizza losses. And although cornmeal is used to prevent sticking, I like the texture and taste. Now to top our pizza, we need a classic New York red sauce. Made simply by blending some whole peeled tomatoes with salt, oregano, pepper flakes, garlic powder, and onion powder to taste. Be very sparing with your application though. You don't want a soggy pizza. Then we add our cheese, maybe a little more cheese, and then the toppings we see in the show, pepperoni and mushrooms. The only thing left is to pop that baby in the oven, but pay close attention, it cooks in a matter of minutes. And there you have it, show-accurate Krabby Patty pizza. And I'm really happy with how the crust turned out, thanks to the steel. Let's give it a taste. It tastes like a classic New York pizza, albeit better than anything I can get where I live. I really like it, and I'm excited to share it with my friends, but I can't help but feel there's something missing. It doesn't feel like a Krabby Patty pizza, it just feels like a regular pizza. So there's only one thing to do. Make a pizza with Krabby Patty ingredients. First off, we need to contend with the classic burger toppings. I'm gonna slice some red onion and tomato, and then I'm gonna toss some lettuce with olive oil, salt, and pepper so it'll roast up nicely. Next, the cheese, this time cheddar to fit the burger theme. And instead of a red sauce, we'll be making a burger sauce. You take 1 part ketchup, 1 part mustard, and 3 parts mayo, combined with 1 minced dill pickle spear. The final ingredient will be the beef. Here I got a pound of 80-20 ground beef in the general shape of a patty, and I'm going to sear it in a smoking hot cast iron. I'll flip it when it's most of the way done on one side so I get some nice color. And then I'm going to break it apart into a consistency similar to what you'd find on a pizza. To assemble, we stretch out the dough like last time and then add a generous layer of our burger sauce. Next would come the meat, if I had remembered, but instead the shredded cheese, and then the fun toppings. Got the red onion, tomatoes, which I season individually with salt and pepper, and at last the seasoned lettuce. Next, I brush down the crust with some water to help sesame seeds adhere to put the final touches on this burger pie. Or what would have been the final touches, but I needed to remove all the toppings, put the meat on, and then replace them all again. Toss that on your preheated steel, and while it cooks, contemplate the disconnect between the outward appearance of a pizza with the smell of fresh burgers. Let it cool for a few minutes on a rack, and then it's time to taste this masterpiece. First, take a look at the crust. It really looks like a burger bun. And surprisingly, it tastes like a burger too. I'm surprised how much it tastes like a burger, actually. I really like the toasted sesame flavor from the crust. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think I should make next. And, oh, I forgot to dye Dr. Kelp.